We've just pushed some massive updates to both the Resolve Lightning Viewer on the web and our MetaQuest VR app. Let me walk you through what's new. On our web dashboard now, when you launch one of your models in the Lightning Viewer, you will see a new interface. We've redone V1 of our interface to take up less real estate when you're not using it, and we've added these buttons on the right hand side. So if you click participants, you'll see who's in the model with you, and it can collaborate in real time across web, desktop, and VR. If you click annotations, you will see a list of all the annotations that have been left in your model, and if you click on one, you can teleport right to it directly in the browser. Now we've added a new button here, Help and Controls. If you're new to Resolve's web-based Lightning Viewer, we just give you a little overview of how to use it, arrow keys to move around, or WASD. Click your mouse and drag it to look around, Q and E to fly up and down as if you were on a lift, and if you hold the Shift key down, you will go faster. So we've really modeled everything around very easy to pick up video game controls that anyone can learn quickly, rather than the more complicated traditional BIM controls with all sorts of orbits and different center points. We want to keep it simple for first-time users. And of course, if you don't want to control your camera at all, you can always follow someone who's joined the collaborative session with you. The other major update to the Lightning Viewer is if we head outside, you will notice we've now added a skybox, or basic clouds and a sky, just to give you context for where your model is and where is the rest of the environment. If you recall, it was just a black environment in the past. So if you had any dark elements, they kind of blended in, and it was hard to tell what was model and what was just the rest of the environment out in the distance. Now we've got some clouds for reference. Okay, this next feature I'm about to show you, I am stoked about. You can now see the VR menu of others who are in the model with you when they put the headset on. Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to grab my MetaQuest and I'm going to open this model, and then you'll be able to see my menu. All right, you see that I now show up with my VR headset as another user in the session. It has my name, and I can click follow, and now you're seeing what I'm seeing. And the big new thing in this update is now when I pull up my menu in VR, you can see it. This is like a more advanced version of casting, because instead of just following one person at a time and having to be logged into the same Meta account on the headset as your casting app on your computer, you can follow anyone who is in this model with you. And you can stop following them, you can gather them. It's a lot more advanced than just the basic casting if you've been using the Meta casting functionality for that. What is also huge is, for those who've been using the desktop app and the VR app for a while, you'll remember that if I opened my map, for example, you would just see like a template version of what was here. Now you actually see what the other person is seeing. And this applies to collaboration across VR headsets, VR to web, VR to desktop. You will be able to see the content, not just placeholders. And we just think this is huge for the real-time collaboration that we enable as you go through the models together, but also getting new users up and running is much easier this way. You can just hover over their shoulders virtually and see what they're pointing at, or on a desktop, show what they're seeing on your browser while you have it up on a screen, or in on a screen sharing session, and you can guide people through the menu to say, oh, go down to content and then hit the views button, and now go to view number 2. Okay, great. Now you're where I need you to be, and we can look at things together. So massive update for usability on the web browser, but also, again, VR to VR, VR to desktop, the collaboration, you can mix and match across the various devices. I've got one more highly requested feature that I want to show with you, all inside the MetaQuest app. So let me show you. All right. For those of you who love our Dollhouse mode, you know that you can put your model on this tabletop and you can squeeze the green triggers, and
zoom into the model, rotate it in and out. You can look at it at a smaller scale or increase the scale to get, full on elements in the view. And then of course, section top. Let me get rid of the section here. Okay. In the settings menu of the Dollhouse mode, there is a new button that says unlocked by default. But if I click it, it says locked. And this means anyone else who's in the session with me cannot move the dollhouse. If I try to move it, you'll see I get a pop-up that says Dollhouse locked, unlock first. So nobody can move it. So if we're doing a collaborative review in the Dollhouse and looking at specific elements, or maybe, we're doing a little bit of equipment review and I've zoomed into this piece of equipment in our conference room and I want to do a walkthrough together, or I'm out in a job site trailer and I'm showing someone a prefab piece of equipment we're about to install, I lock it and now we're looking at it together and nobody can move it. So we're all looking at the same thing. Of course, I am in the mixed reality pass-through mode. I can turn that off and go into our default, void environment. But I'm going to turn it on so that I see what's going on around me. And I can move. And the model will stay there. And of course, if there are other people in here with me, they won't be able to move it. This is a setting that is synced for everybody. So if you want others to be able to move it, you will have to unlock it. Okay, one more thing. Now, when you create views, you are able to create views in the Dollhouse environment. So check this out. I'm going to create a view here, and I'm going to call it robot. Okay, the view is saved. And I'm going to reset my Dollhouse environment here. All right, set my Dollhouse there. I'm going to go back into the model. All right, now I'm in the model in full-size mode. And what I'm going to do is head over to Content, Views, and you can see I have a view now called Robot. I was in Dollhouse, I reset the state completely, zoomed in, scale, different, rotated the model. Now if I click Robot, ta-da, I get the model back to its original position, its original scale when I save the view. So now you can create these shortcuts into not just the model and specific elements that you want to look at, but Dollhouse as well. And all the settings for the Dollhouse will save and persist. So next time you come back, if you want to come back to this exact Dollhouse view, you will be able to do that. I know a lot of people use Dollhouse view for the initial sort of context overview of what you'll be reviewing, but also looking at individual pieces of equipment, especially in the prefab world. And we've been getting requests to be able to save views up here for a while now, as well as that lock button. So this one's for you all. All right, there are lots of other bug fixes, rendering improvements as always, but I wanted to show you the main features from this release. Until next time.